Hi, I'm Lee from LAMC, and for many years I've worked with GPS and location-based technology to deliver to large businesses and fleets the ability to know where their stuff is. Many companies, service providers, that provide these essential services have done very well, leveraging their proprietary methods into hugely profitable recurring revenue streams or subscriptions. Well, today, LAMC changes the model. Self-employed business owners benefit from having accurate and well-documented vehicle use when they use their personal car for business. The IRS makes us all comply with that. Parents care about how their teens are using the car when they're not in it. And there are countless small companies that rely heavily on their employees and their contractors during the workday and how they're operating the vehicles in the company's name. But unfortunately, subscriptions and early termination contract penalties make these services, essential as they are, very expensive and in a lot of cases cost prohibitive for the little guy. Today, LAMC's GPS-Wifi Logger changes that. It was developed specifically to address all of those issues and so much more. Join us in this discussion as we show you how to eliminate the recurring data costs from having that essential information. We're back. LAMC's GPS-Wifi Logger brings together the manufacturers of the hardware and the OpenGTS platform into a single all-inclusive package. OpenGTS, which is our server software, has been downloaded to over 180,000 systems in 110 countries. It's been translated into 17 languages and is in use on or around every continent on the planet, including Antarctica. It's a complete web server system, what we would call a back office, relying on open source components for its database, its free mapping sources, free reverse geocoding. It's well documented and incredibly flexible. It's a complete system in and of itself. And with OpenGTS running on your home or small business system, or even co-hosted for a fleet application, data can be freely accessed from any web browser with the proper login credentials. The end result is that the only investment you have is the logger. There are no recurring data charges, no recurring wireless, no early termination contracts. Normally, vehicle location information is collected by a black box installed in the vehicle, and then transmitted periodically to a web server that's accessed by management or the people who want the data for their use via web browser. Service providers put all these pieces together packaged for a single monthly subscription. All cars, light-duty trucks, and vans have been equipped with a standard vehicle diagnostic plug since 1996. It looks just like this. This is what's referred to as the OBD, or onboard diagnostic port, where your mechanic plugs a scanner in to see what's going on in your engine. It's located under the dash on the driver's side. It's easy to get to, and you positively cannot incorrectly install the logger on it. The Wi-Fi logger plugs directly onto the port. That's it. You're installed. Since all OBD vehicles have the same standardized power and ground connection, there is no wiring. There are no connectors to mess with. There's no programming cables. The logger is configured over its Wi-Fi connection to your computer. Once you set up the connection, it will only connect to your computer. All the smarts are pre-programmed inside the unit, ready for work right out of the box. Each logger has a unique ID, so that you can have any number of loggers on the same system. Now, you want to track your motorcycle, your boat, your ATV, heavy-duty truck, or any other piece of equipment, you simply use the included harness. It only requires a 2-wire hookup to vehicle power. Black for ground, red for positive. The logger plugs directly onto the harness, just like it does the OBD port. No muss, no fuss. Stuff it up under the dash, stick it in the glove compartment. It doesn't matter where you put it. It's totally self-contained, and it does not matter what position it's installed in. And we're back again. Your vehicle or your vehicles are out for days at a time. They return back into your house, your garage, the driveway out in front of the house, the street in front of the house, your terminal. The device then automatically ties into your home Wi-Fi network and uploads all of the data that has been accumulated since the last time you were in your home network. Now, so that we can be clear and we're making sure that we all understand each other, I want to define a couple of the terms that I use a lot. Number one is an event. Now, an event is something that triggers making a record in the device. Now, that event trigger can be anything. It can be the timer. Typically, we set it for once every 60 seconds. It can be something the accelerometer does, such as hard braking, hard cornering, rapid acceleration, even an impact. And an event that we've added is, utilizing the backup battery in the unit, a power disconnect. And we're going to let you use your imagination as to why you would want to know why the unit's been unplugged. Well, any of those events create a record. A record includes whatever that event was all about, as well as the latitude and longitude, which is the location, speed, heading, and the time. Excuse me. Memory then becomes a function of records. How many records does the device hold in its memory? Is 15,000. 15,000 records, to put it into perspective, is one record every 60 seconds, 24 hours a day, for 10 days, before the device has to start overwriting its oldest records first. So even if your device is out for more than 10 days, you will always have the most recent 10 days of records. So let's wrap this up in summary. The logger is pre-programmed to work with the OpenGTS software on your computer right out of the box. Free OpenGTS software runs on your back office system. Free wireless communication, your Wi-Fi. The logger makes a record of being disconnected, when and where, as well as making a record of when it's reconnected, when and where. The logger keeps track of distances driven, as well as speed and direction. The logger, working with the server software, keeps track of stops, when and where, and how long the vehicle was at the stop. The logger records hard braking, rapid acceleration, hard cornering, and, God forbid, impacts. And for the hobbyists, the developers, and companies that want to customize the data collected and the presentation of it, maybe you want to pull it into your legacy system. The entire server system is well documented open source. Well, that's LAMC's GPS-Wi-Fi unit. Now, no traditional reseller of GPS likes the idea of no more monthly subscription revenues. And let's face it, the GPS-Wi-Fi logger isn't for everyone out there. Some businesses have to have real-time location information. But for the vast majority, where having the history is enough. For the parent who wants to help his teen become a responsible driver. For the businessman who wants to increase driver safety and accountability and save on his insurance premiums as well. For those who just enjoy playing with technology. Well, you're why we're here introducing LAMC's GPS-Wi-Fi Logger. If you'd like to take advantage of this limited time offer, please go directly to www.indiegogo.com, keyword GPS Wi-Fi. If you'd like to talk to us about dealer representation, distribution, or reseller opportunities, reach out to me at my email address, lee@tlmgps.com. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to the story, and we'd like to thank you for taking the time to consider this opportunity. And no matter what happens, be safe.